Hello, and welcome to Inklings with Irena, the weekly energy show connecting you to your intuitive guidance system. And today, I want to talk about how to avoid decision remorse. If we haven't met yet, my name is Irena Miller. I'm an intuitive energy coach, and I've been guiding women for over 2 decades when it comes to confident and bold decision making that they can sleep well at night after they choose. So it's great to have you. If you jump on, hello Lori, give me a quick hello and let me know if you've ever had a moment in time where you second guessed a decision that you made. We all do. We all have it. So today I want to share with you, there are 3 really important states of awareness to be tuned into before you make a decision. And to give you a little bit of background on this, because I'm coming towards this from an energetic perspective. We have many different ways of experiencing the world. Maybe you think of it through the 5 senses, right? The touching, the smelling, the seeing, the tasting, the feeling. But if you take a moment to kind of keep that into consideration, there are other energy ways that we experience the world. Some of it is through physical sensation. We touch something, it's hot or it's cold. Some of it is through a mental experience, our minds, our thoughts, affirmations that we use to engage with. And then there's also a feeling, right? It might be an emotion of sadness or happiness. So we have these different energetic states of awareness. And today we're just going to talk about feeling awareness, an emotional energetic body, a mental energy body, and a physical energy body. And from that perspective, the 3 states that I really invite you to be aware of are, the first one, fatigue. Fatigue is interesting. If you're a parent or you've ever been around a small child, you know how they can wear you down quite quickly, especially when they're young. Hey mom, hey mom, hey mom. Until you find yourself relenting and giving into their request. It's just out of fatigue, right? It might be a mental fatigue because you're overwhelmed. I just need to get back to work. Sure, fine, whatever you need. Just don't burn the house down. I'm on an important call. I'll be right with you. Or we get worn down. There's a fatigue aspect to it. The next state of awareness I want to talk about, or energetic experience, is one of hunger. If you've ever been hungry and you got home from work, if you didn't have a certain decision or I should say a certain strategy or practice in place, it's easy to make decisions that you later have remorse about. So if you come home so hungry and your pantry is filled with candy and the refrigerator is filled with processed fast food, you might not feel so great after making that decision, but you are hungry. So when it comes to that confident decision making, notice where you might be starving. And from an energetic perspective, I want to enter into your, just to put it out there for you to start thinking about and contemplate, is where in your life are you hungry for feeding your spirit? And when I talk about feeding your spirit, it is something very special and a little different. And I'm going to go into greater details because we're going to talk about the 3 energy practices you can support these energetic awareness states. So the final one is a disconnect. So far we've mentioned fatigue, we've mentioned hunger, and disconnect. Think about those moments in time where you're driving on the highway or somebody posts anonymously, and what ends up happening is there's a disconnect. People who drive in their cars, studies have shown that they behave and act in ways that they never would act if they were face-to-face connected with someone. There's a disconnect, right? There's this feeling of anonymity, that they're removed from the situation. So when it comes time to confidently make decisions, to avoid decision remorse, check out the state of fatigue, hunger, and disconnect, because these are all big energy states of awareness that can affect your decision making and have you waking up in the middle of the night questioning your choices. When it comes to fatigue, one beautiful energy practice that supports you so much is just quiet time. You can think about back to the days of being a kid. Sometimes we just need to put ourselves into quiet time. It could be 2 or 5 minutes in quiet. One of the things I suggest to my one-on-one clients often, and they laugh at me, is sit in a dark closet, Just give yourself a moment to step away from the noise of the day. Why? So you can hear your spirit. You can hear your intuition. This is definitely a practice. It's not a one and done. What you're doing is you're developing an intuitive language skill, and you're also learning how to recognize signs and symbols, as well as developing a relationship with your intuition and with your higher self and your unseen resources, your guides, your angels. So hello, Amanda and Tammy and Yang. Rita, hello, so fabulous to see you. So the second thing we mentioned, fatigue. I want to talk about hunger. There are times in our life where our spirit just needs to be fed. We're going through the hamster wheel of the day-to-day, and we don't have a moment to take out to feed our spirit. And what does it mean to feed our spirit? Well, that is anything that you do that you lose yourself so completely in the moment, time goes by and you don't know. There's a joyfulness that comes to it. I was on a one-on-one call with one of my clients, and we were talking about this, and I said, imagine being on the river, because she loves to be in boats as well. And there's a peacefulness that comes as you're in the boat and you're just moving the oar and you're going with the flow of the river, or maybe even against it. But there's this meditative experience that afterwards and even during, you're filled with such joy. It resonates onwards. We need to feed our spirit. So many things zap our spirit. It's important to take the time to feed your spirit, to do the things that fill you with joy. And then finally, when it comes to disconnect, it's so easy to feel like we're all alone in our experience, especially, those isolated moments where we seem to be in a bit of a bubble. We feel alone when it comes to the decision-making time. But I encourage you to call out for help. I always do. Call on my angels. Angels help, especially when I drive. Always calling on Archangel Michael for protection. He's definitely saved me a bajillion times. But also sacred text. Taking any sacred text that connects you with spirit or with the sacred or with God. Taking that quiet time in the morning just to sit. So this morning, I've got the book over there. I read out of the Tao Te Ching. And reading out of the Tao, what I realized was that today, for me, the most important thing going forward as I make my decisions is that I make them from a place of connection and from a place of love. When I don't do that, I'm just basing everything on theory. So thank you for tuning in with me. Oh, Brecken, hello. I'm glad you're here. Yes, your spirit needs to be fed. Adventure, Amanda. Yeah, hangry. I get hangry. I know my kids too. So just as a quick recap, the 3 states of awareness to be super aware of is fatigue. Second one, hunger, and then finally disconnect. So how can you counterbalance that and create harmony in your life? Take some time to be in the quiet. Maybe it's forest bathing, going out for a walk in the woods, but really have that quiet time. The second thing is feed your spirit. Do something that fills you with joy. And then finally, connect. Take a moment with sacred text, whatever that is for you. Maybe it's a devotional in the morning, sitting with the Bible. Maybe it's the Tao Te Ching. Maybe it's the Bhagavad Gita. There are so many sacred texts out there that can inspire and uplift. Feed your spirit. Okay, I'll catch you guys on the flip side. And hey, if you're ready to have your spirit fed some more to clear the cobwebs and the cloudy moments, make sure you click on the link above and continue this adventure with me. All right. Hello, Renee. Thank you, Tammy, for being here. Make sure I didn't miss anything. All right. Mwah. Lots of love to you guys. Bye. Catch you on the flip side.